So we're in the 81 kilogram light heavyweight division, and here is 21-year-old Bekzat Nurdauletov, tournament #1 seed.
In the blue corner, representing Jordan, Odai Alkhindhawi.
His opponent is from right here in Jordan, and that is Odai Alkhindhawi, 28 years of age.
From Colombia, judges from Romania, Algeria, Puerto Rico, Slovakia, and the Russian Federation.
We see the judges who will be presiding over this one. So there's confirmation of a unanimous point decision win over the man from Tajikistan, Shabes Negmatuloev. Terrific work with the left hand to the body from Nurdauletov during the course of that contest. And it was a unanimous point decision win over Jakopon Yonkot. A very good display of southpaw punch picking from Alkhindhawi during the course of that quarter-final win to book his place in Tokyo 2020. So Wilfred Olivares Perez of Colombia is the referee giving the final instructions. And we're underway in the 81 kilogram light heavyweight division. This is semi-final action between two southpaws. The man wearing red is from Kazakhstan, the reigning world championship gold medalist, Bekzat Nurdauletov. Won 6 bouts out of 6 to claim top spot on the podium in Yekaterinburg last year. He's just taken a good southpaw left cross over the top from a man who was at those same world championships but lost in the same preliminary round, and that is Odai Alkhindhawi from right here in Amman in Jordan. But 6 out of 6, including a win over Dilshadbek Ruzmetov of Uzbekistan, and also the who was then reigning 4-time world champion and Olympic champ, Julio Cesar La Cruz, in the semi-final, beating the Cuban on a 4-1 split.
Whoa, that's form. Alkhindhawi did impress me the other day, though. I liked how he punched from high hands. He was confusing his opponent, and he really did do well.
It's the European qualifier that is coming next here on the Olympic channel at the conclusion of Amman 2020. But then after that, hot on the heels of that, the action goes to Buenos Aires in Argentina for the Americas qualifier, which will invariably feature Julio Cesar La Cruz. He's the athlete's representative, one of the athlete's representatives on the boxing task force. He's still the #1 ranked boxer in the world, but he's in perhaps a little bit of an invidious position now because he boxes with reflex, and he's been dropped a couple of occasions, stopped by a young American in the Halle tournament a couple of summers ago. So if those reflexes begin to leave you when you get chinned, well, it's a
different ball game.
Different thing altogether.
Sure is.
But of course, the Olympic stage, a terrific inspiration, and he'll be looking to return to defend his crown. But first of all, of course, he's got to qualify, because unlike in the pro ranks where the belt gives you some props and power, you've got to get there all over again if you hope to look to retain it.
What a long road. Not for the faint-hearted, that's for sure.
Flashing right hand landed by Nurdauletov. It was Kaliko who beat him at the chemistry tournament, as Alkhindhawi lands with a good right hand.
Well, it's a very high-skilled bout for 281s, but like we said the other day, Ronald, 81 kilograms. Like you reiterated and went over the memories from a great boxer, it's the weight that they've got heavyweight power, but welterweight speed. And it's the best quote for this weight category. Super exciting weight category for me, and one that I've always loved to watch.
So the first round in the book.
Alkhindhawi in a conversation with his corner about whether his tactics were carried out to perfection or not.
And when you get to this level of experience, Alkhindhawi, 28 years of age now, is it a conversation or is it a question of sitting and listening to what's coming from the coach? How do you go about it?
Yeah, I think that at that point in time, I think that your coach has to listen to you as well. And when I say that, I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, because you should always listen to your coach above everything. But there has to be a two-way conversation. What can I do then to eradicate what's just happened? Help me move forward. Give me the advice that I need in this minute so I can go back out and execute it to the best of my ability. Super important stuff.
Indeed it is. Into the second round.
Across the board there, Ron, as we've seen for the man in red.
But interesting, you're talking about that coach-boxer dynamic. Of course, it's so important to know your boxer and know what is going to rouse him or her to get him going.
Exactly.
Man who came to prominence on the Olympic stage in Rome 1960, a certain Cassius Marcellus Clay, when he turned over after spending a brief amount of time with the old mongoose Archie Moore, went to Angelo Dundee, and Dundee explained in countless documentaries, said he had to use reverse psychology. He said if Ali went out and didn't throw a left jab for the entire 3 minutes, he'd come back to the corner and Dundee would say, hey, you know, the way you used that left jab was beautiful. And Ali would say, yeah, it was pretty good, wasn't it?
Then he'd go back out and do it.
So
it's brilliant.
Different ways of getting through to boxers, but again, it all stems from a relationship where you have to know one another.
Of course you do. Sometimes it's better to be on a personal level as well with your coach. And the national coach of Scotland actually pointed out to me a few months back when I was at a squad training seminar in Scotland that a number of the Kazakh, Russian and maybe even Uzbekistani boxers are coached by their fathers. So it's he said in the region of 7 to 8 reigning world and Olympic gold medalists, maybe combined, are coached by their dad. And so a lot of the other nations are starting to employ that now, and these amateur and these Olympic-style boxing nations take the fathers and coaches with them.
Fascinating.
Yeah, because they know they're going to perform better.
That is fascinating insight. And again, away from the Olympic code, look to the pro ranks. Joe Calzaghe, coached by his late great father Enzo. Richie Woodall, coached by his late father. Over in Telford to the Olympic bronze and WBC.
Of course.
Over in the States, it's been a difficult relationship, but
with
Roy
Floyd
Jones Jr. and his dad,
Roy and
Floyd
his dad. Yeah. And then even closer to home for me, Scott Harrison and his father Peter. Who Scott has never had a boxing match that his father has not been in his corner.
Amazing.
Ever.
Absolutely amazing. So many ways through to the heart and soul and mind of a boxer. And that type of instruction and inspiration can be crucial at this, the highest level. It's a good left hand landed by Nurdauletov. Nod of respect once again. Nurdauletov, tournament #1 seed, looking to progress through to this championship gold medal bout. Continue to assert his authority over the entire regions of Asia and Oceania. So another round, 10-9 across the board in favor of Bekzat Nurdauletov, the reigning world champion, in a really commanding position on the scorecard.
Seconds out.
So into the third and final round then. All southpaw battle. being edged by Bekzat Nurdauletov, who's landing the cleaner punches. And now you can see the change in tactics from the man in blue, looking to get over the front foot and go in pursuit of his man. Flashing right hand, not too far away. Neither was that left cross out of the southpaw stance. But look at the incessant right jab being snaked out and a good head movement. But what a left hand from the shaven-headed figure in blue, followed up by another left hand as the two men came together at close quarters.
And the referee quickly checks Alhindawi's head to see if there was a cut or anything there. Good shot again. Whoa.
Nurdauletov coming back with two flush left crosses, and the second one backs up the man in blue. He gamely steps back into the pocket, but he looks shaken down to his boots there.
Does.
And I'm not quite sure his legs have recovered.
Nurdauletov trying to use his right hand as a fence, just to steady up Alhindawi so he could nail him again with that left hand. But it didn't come off.
Once more.
Yeah, he's looking for it again, Ronald.
Well, it was a strong start to the round by Alhindawi.
Yeah,
but then the response from Nurdauletov.
Right over the top. Then again, just trying to find the room to get it off again. Like I said, using his right hand like a fencing stick just to try and land it. But I think he's let that chance slip now. Alhindawi recovered really quite quickly. And that was a heavy head collision as well. The referee looked right at Alhindawi to see if there was any damage, but that rock-hard, shaven head figure, Alhindawi, never had a mark on him.
So a minute to go. Both boxers load up on backhands. Neither of them could find a range. Nurdauletov saying, well, you're having a word with me. What about the guy in blue?
Yeah. Doesn't feel he's getting a fair shake. Oh, good body
left
shot.
Hand to the body from Nurdauletov. The left hand dug in, getting back to work behind that right jab now. And it was that right jab which set up the left cross. Alhindawi swinging and missing.
Both men are such big 81-kilogram boxers as well. Physically big for the weight, muscular and tall.
Beautiful right jab again from Nurdauletov. Snaking it out, the third one cracking its way home. So it will be Bekzat Nurdauletov, the tournament #1 seed, who goes through to the championship final on a unanimous points decision. What a run through to the bronze medal podium, and indeed Tokyo 2020 for Odai Alhindari from the Jordanian boxing team. A terrific performance from the 6-time Jordanian national champion. The main objective achieved. A first-time Olympian, as is the reigning world champion, but he goes deeper into Amman 2020 to accumulate more ranking points and continuing to assert his dominance over the 81-kilogram dominion. Terrific display by Nurdauletov, with no doubt more to come in the gold medal bout tomorrow.
And the winner by unanimous decision in the red corner from Kazakhstan.
So there's confirmation of the unanimous points decision victory for the reigning world championship gold medalist. The second-ranked boxer in the world and tournament #1 seed will contest championship.